Hey, good afternoon. Today is Sunday, April the 7th, 2024. The time now is 2:21 p.m. I came across an article, okay, doing research. I came across an article about a situation in Liberia relating to the demolition of a community in Liberia, and it broke my heart. And this is about the second time that I've noticed this happen. I know it has happened many times, but this is the second time that I've been into it, that I was able to discover it and read through it. Now, apparently, on March 30th, the Liberian court basically order a demolition of a community, a Catholic community in the District 10 region of Montserrado County. Montserrado County is the Greater Monrovia region. So apparently, many families had settled in a wetland, okay, a swampland that belongs to someone, and I guess the person is trying to get their property back. Now, let me push back a little bit. In Liberia, there are cases where people will buy their land. Let's say they travel or they are going about their businesses, and then the next thing they notice, someone else is encroaching on their land. So there are cases where people are taking people's land, people are killing people for their land, people are reselling land to other people. So there's a whole lot of fighting going on. And the government, I believe, for the past few years, at least since the end of our civil war, has been making moves to try to standardize the system, try to improve the archival system so that we can properly, or Liberia can properly archive all the documents to make sure everything that belongs to someone, all the land belonging to someone, properly recorded, properly documented. In fact, I do have a family member who was engaging in such activities, working with the government to create like a platform, like a digital platform, to document the land in Liberia, basically to map all the land in Liberia belonging to the government, belonging to individual, belonging to cities or towns, belonging to villages and so on, or individual. So the government has been trying, and I hope the Liberian government continue to make effort. Now, the good thing about now, current times, is that many Liberians have traveled around the world, especially young ones, and attaining education in some of the most prestigious institutions of higher learning around the world. In fact, when I was in college, I actually also met a Liberian girl who actually came to my university, and she was studying veterinarian medicine in my university. Actually, we do need that, especially if we want to improve our livestock farming industry or system. But many, whether you're talking about the West, the US, Europe, Asia, China, Japan, Korea, many Liberians and Africans are going to school around the world, and they are attaining prestigious education, and many want to go back to serve. And I do believe the government can use the services of these young men and women to improve our country, improve the situation. So in this case, I do applaud the Liberian government, and I hope that under Joseph Boakai, that the Liberian government continue to work toward trying to standardize the system in Liberia, to map all the land properly and efficiently, document the land, and that whoever encroach on other people's land, can be punished appropriately. Okay? Now, well, when I say appropriately, I don't mean anything violent, anything that will be detrimental to the person's health or their family health. I do not mean that, and I do not condone that. But looking at the article, so in the Catholic community, the court ordered on the 30th of March that the community be demolished. And as a result of the demolition, hundreds of Liberians or thousands of Liberians in the area, in the community, lost their houses, lost their belongings. Now, it is a sad thing, and I feel like the court in this case and the Liberian government did not treat the people with compassion. And the image actually of Liberian people, their homes being demolished, and they are toting their little belonging to leave the area, bears semblance painfully to the image of Liberian civil war, where people were toting their belonging, grabbing their kids, their moms, their dads, their elderly to leave, as their homes were demolished or burned to the ground by the rebel. So I do believe in our consciousness, such image or images must be stored in our consciousness. And whenever we see such image or images being happen in real time, it must provoke or spark something in us as Liberians that should enable us to immediately strike and say, no, we're not going to tolerate this. I do believe what the court should have done, people had settled in the area for a while. Some of them claim they have their document, which means they had purchased the land previously from whomever. But apparently the court has the main document from the family or from the individual that owns the land or the community. Okay, the land on which the community evolved. The court in this case should have compassion for the people and to be very careful not to repeat images that are so detrimental to Liberia's consciousness or to Liberia's image. Perhaps moving forward, what the government can do, the government can also begin to allocate funds for times like this, where the government can say, okay, we are going to remap the community. Everybody who owned the land, yes, we do have the main deed, the owner of the land, his main deed, his master deed. But now we've had people who've settled the land for so long. We're going to call all of them to bring their documents. But then this person who owns the land, who owns the master deed, we will compensate that person so that they can hush and take their money somewhere else. That land can be under the custodians of the people and the government, so that bygone can be bygone. Because the reality of demolishing a community and leaving hundreds or thousands of your people being displaced is sad, but I believe it's a stupid reality that we must, as Liberian, that we should allow to exist, okay, or to happen. We should not have allowed such thing to happen. Because when you demolish a community and leaving hundreds or thousands of your people, your civilian, being displaced, what did you accomplish? What have you accomplished? Nothing. Those people whose home you demolish, they need place to stay. Some of them have their market that got destroyed because of that. Their children lives get pushed all the way back. Not only now they have to find shelter for their children, for their family, but they have to feed them. They have to clothe them or send them to school. Now, the Liberian government has been working to restore our legal system, and I applaud them for that. But I do believe that we should have compassion for our people. But also, we should be very careful not to allow this whole testosterone of trying to serve justice to just take away our ability to make sound decision. Okay? As much as the person who owns the master deed want their land back, does that necessarily mean that we should displace hundreds or thousands of our people? Perhaps we could work with the government to compensate that person. Because as much as that is money that we are using, it keeps the peace in Liberia and it keeps our people from being displaced. Such reality, I will remember watching a video of a young man crying that, yo, my things, my property, my home is being demolished. Look what's happening. This is the kind of situation that breeds gangsterism, that breeds war or destabilization. Because with these people, their conditions, this is the kind of event that will lead to the rise of some popular community member who might become deadly to society. Because if that community member rise up and say, you know what, screw this. If anybody, government official, police, come here and try to demolish so and so, I'm going to do so and so. What do you think the people are going to do? They are going to support such person. And once they support such person, the security system, the police system, the military system would, in this case, want to assert itself. So what are they going to do? They're going to beef up their men to go and restore order. So then let's say the hero of the community, quote unquote, the gangster, or I'm just using a phrase here, not to denigrate anybody who could rise, but they too will have to act upon their statements. They will have to come back and fight back. As they're fighting back with the people supporting them, the military, the police, the government want to assert control. And the people will continue to fight back, led by their champion. This is how to destabilize a country. I do believe as much as we want to restore justice, we want to carry out law and order, we should not act with impulse. We should critically analyze the situation, critically analyze the pros and cons, and we need to act based on how much things benefit us, not based on our ability or how much we want to look tough or we want to be seen as carrying out justice. Because as much as yet some of these people may have falsified document, as much as it could be true, or it is true, as I read the document, that this person or family do have the master deed, as much as that is the case, does it necessary that the community be demolished and our people remain displaced? Or that some popular leader rise in that community that can come back and say, we're going to fight back, which could lead to more destabilization. We need to act strategically, not with impulse. But in terms of compassion, in terms of reflecting our history, we are a displaced people in Liberia. I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. Yes, we do have a country, but many of our people are displaced. I know recently there was a situation in Ghana where they were demolishing the refugee camp. We have Liberians around the world. A couple of years ago under Trump, there was a move to deport Liberians in the United States who do not have papers. Liberians all over Africa, West Africa. Many went there because they wanted to travel. They went there by their own will. Others went there because of the push factor of our turbulent times, the Civil War. They are displaced. As much as they've become citizens in those countries, they are displaced. They live outside the country. Why create a situation that our people are internally displaced in our own country. So once again, I want to hear what you think about what I'm saying. I know many of you may disagree with what I'm saying, but I want you to always think with compassion. We should always think with love for our people. Many of our people are not educated. They will do whatever they can to break the law or to get by. We must treat them kindly with love and compassion. We must show them the way. We must educate them. Peace.